President, first, thank you. Thank you for not only your support for law enforcement as the 45th President, but also your support as the 47th President and all the years in between. You've always been a steadfast supporter of the Fraternal Order of Police and law enforcement across this country. I want you to know on behalf of our nearly 400,000 members, we appreciate all that you do for us. With us today is members of our executive board. We also have members of FOP unions in major cities across this country, which have some very serious problems that we're working with, and we appreciate the opportunity to share with you some of our views and work together on this. You know, you made a promise to us, and I want to start by saying this. You made a promise that you were going to address overtime, tax on overtime, and that was a promise made in a new big bill. One big new bill is certainly making good on that promise. We thank you for that. You know, law enforcement officers, we find ourselves in a very difficult position where we're having a serious problem with recruiting and retention, as you pointed out. The problem is the people who are working right now are working so many hours and they're forced to work overtime, and now they have the tax liabilities that are associated with being pushed into different tax brackets because of being forced to work. Not only that, they're not getting to keep the money they earn. So you, in a recruiting and retention standpoint, you show appreciation for what we do, recognize what we do in the community, and I want you to know that we're proud to support the bill. This is something that needs to be happening. A promise that you made, and we appreciate you carrying through with it, and know that we're a partner in it. You also made a number of other promises to us, and promises made that we appreciate. And I want to start with one of our first people I'd like to recognize. You promised, and here we are in our nation's capital, revitalizing the city and making it safe again. And no one knows that better than the person who lives it every day and leads the officers in the Metropolitan Police Department and our labor union, and Greg Pemberton. And I'll ask Greg to say a few words.
Thank you, Pat, and thank you, Mr. President, for having us. My name is Greg Pemberton. I represent 3,000 police officers that work here for the Metropolitan Police Department in Washington, D.C. The crisis that we're facing, which frankly is more of a calamity, is a staffing crisis. We are authorized to have 4,000 sworn police officers here in the nation's capital. Unfortunately, as of today, we only have 3,190. Over 800 vacancies that we have here for this Metropolitan Police Department. And the worst part is that over the past 5 years, we've had a net loss of 600 police officers who've just left this agency in a mass exodus. And the reason for that is that our city council here in the District of Columbia has passed layers and layers and layers of legislation that prohibits our officers from being able to do their job. It exposes our members to administrative, civil, and even criminal liability, even when they go out and do their job properly. It has also stripped our members of their labor protections to fight off these frivolous complaints and these erroneous allegations of misconduct. It all makes for an environment that is almost impossible to keep these staffing levels what they need to be. Frankly, Mr. President, I think the nation's capital, the District of Columbia, is not just a city of 700,000 residents. This is the nation's capital, and it belongs to everybody. It belongs to every American. It should be a safe city. It should be a pinnacle of American society. It should represent the freedom and democracy that we all cherish so much. And anybody should be free to come here and experience that and see what it is that we are here in this country. And the sanctity and safety of the District of Columbia shouldn't be left in the hands of a city council that subscribes to these radical ideologies that we all know are failed, and that we have the empirical data that it doesn't work. It only increases crime and makes cities more dangerous. I want to thank you for creating the Make D.C. Safe and Beautiful task force. I've met with Orville Green. I find him to be phenomenally qualified to help us out of this mess. I also want to thank you for the appointment of Janine Pirro for the USAO position of D.C. I met with her recently, and I found her plan to solve and tackle a number of these problems very promising and very optimistic. So the 3,000 police officers stand at the ready, Mr. President, to help you make D.C. great again, and hopefully we can solve some of these problems and fix crime here in the nation's capital.
Great. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, it's the topic of the day, pretty much every day now, is the unmitigated disaster that has created in cities across this country with the open borders. And all the problems that it has done for quality of life, it's done for our safety within our communities, safety of the officers that work in the communities, and you've been a great advocate of putting us back together. And I'll ask our Vice President Joe Grimaldi to touch on.
President Trump, I think I'd be remiss if I didn't start by saying thank you. Thank you for the incredible efforts by you and your administration to deport these people who have come to our country illegally and then refuse to follow the very laws that we hold so sacred. Our officers, especially in sanctuary cities, are tired of arresting the same people over and over again who never should have been here in the first place. We have lost friends, co-workers, unimaginable trauma to American citizens and families. And the most frustrating part from a law enforcement perspective, what it was 100% avoidable. And now we have judges who are standing up for gang members, murderers, robbers, rapists, blocking deportations, obstructing the very will of the American people. It's a disgrace. And if they had a shred of integrity, which I assume they don't, they would resign in shame for what they're doing right now. But I would just ask that you continue to work with us, continue to support with us so that we can partner with all of our great federal agencies out there, continue to carry out this mission. And again, thank you for securing the border and once again making our country one of law and order.
Thank you very much. Very nice.
Yes. Sorry.
Yes. We're going to have a little discussion now, very private. And I just want to thank you all for being here. And thank you very much, media. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, any response to Elon Musk claiming about the Epstein files?
Nice to see you. Nice to see you.